Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
All right, here we go on a Thursday. Attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Bobo, draft day. How you feeling, buddy? Good to talk to you.
Oh, I'm feeling good, man. Birds flying high. You know how I feel.
Great
Sun
song.
in the sky.
Great.
You know how I feel. Shark drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn, Shark. It's a new day. It's a new life for me.
Come on, give me more of it. Really lean in.
And I'm feeling good. I love a little Michael Bublé in the morning.
Little boobs, morning boobs.
Absolutely.
It's better than that.
Nothing, man. I mean, especially the guy who took a year off of touring to help. I believe his wife was sick.
Yes.
I'm like, so what a great guy.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I went and saw him in concert probably 2008 or 9 maybe. And
Did you go back? Go back to another one?
Oh, it was great because it wasn't like a show. It was a performance.
Sure.
It was like probably, I never saw Frank Sinatra live, but I mean, he told some jokes, covered some Michael Jackson. Like there was
Everything you want? Like a variety show?
Yeah, because I was like, dude, I probably know 3 or 4 of his songs, but he was always really charismatic, but it was almost like a variety show. I mean, it was crazy. He did some dancing, some stuff, told some jokes.
He's a crooner, man.
It was unbelievable. It was great. It was great. He was really good, and I really enjoyed it. I was like, this is a guy that, he's an OKG.
This is an okay guy, our kind of guy.
He's our kind of guy,
The
man.
boobs, our kind of guy. We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. It is draft day. Super excited about that. Ross Bjork wants to change the college football calendar. We'll get into that a little bit coming out right out of the gates in our next segment. 6:30 this morning. Buckeye Hoops have had an interesting month. Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch. He's going to join us coming up here at 6:30. It is closed. We do have some landing spots for some former Buckeyes who had entered the portal. And also, you're likely going to need to add 2 or 3 more guys in addition from the portal. So checking with Adam Jardy coming up here at 6:30 here this morning. Cavs, no problem with the Heat last night. And by no problem, I mean it took from monumentous fourth quarter for them to have a victory. We'll get into that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The good news was, if you didn't have NBA TV, did it really happen?
Well, I had NBA TV and I was still blacked out and couldn't watch it. But it's all right. They have a nice highlight package that was available this morning.
I have cable TV. I got it.
I know you did.
On Bally, or not Bally, it's on FanDuel Sports.
And that's the problem with me. I wasn't able to get it.
Right.
I do have a secret password to be able to log on to there if I need to, but had a lot of other stuff going on as well. Getting into some draft odds a little bit later on in the program as well, because it is draft day. 8 o'clock, top of the 8 o'clock hour. Albert Breer, the MMQB, he's going to join us. What's he here in the last minute as we get to the NFL draft? And then Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts, he's going to join us coming up here at 8:30. Before we hop into anything else today, it is Thursday. It's the 24th day of April, 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bob, we got lined up for us today, buddy.
Oh, we've got a big day. We have Thursday, April 24th, the 200 and, my gosh, hold on, give me a second.
Well, it can't be 200th day. Not yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't write. I got distracted when I was writing something down. I put, it is the 114th day of the year, 251 days remaining in this 2024. 11 days left of the current iteration of Morning Juice.
Correct.
How about that? This date, 1800, the Library of Congress is established by John Adams. Shark, what number president was John Adams?
That'd be number 2.
What number president was John Quincy Adams?
That'd be number 6.
I just wanted to get some confidence boost back for you, Shark. I mean, you've been off your game a little bit, and especially after Bodie coming in here and dunking on you with a Taft. I just want to make sure your confidence is still high. This date in 1913, the Woolworth Building opens in Lower Manhattan. It is the first skyscraper in the United States, soaring over 700 feet tall at the current time. This date, 1953, Winston Churchill is knighted by Queen Elizabeth II. 1969, Paul McCartney speaks out against the rumors that he is dead.
In 1969, there were rumors that Paul McCartney was dead. Now, who is to blame for that rumor?
There's an American DJ, so you guys are to blame.
Yeah.
Not you personally, but no, the thing is, I just laughed it off, but it was a little bit strange because people did start looking at me like, is it him or a very good double?
Well, that was the idea. That was the other part of it, that there was a guy who looked like you taking your place.
No, well, this is him.
This is him. This is that guy.
This is the double.
I love how you would speak out against your death. I mean, it's kind of just speaks about the fact that he was dead. Like, is he defending his...
Paul, are you dead? Not to my knowledge.
Yeah,
still here.
It's amazing. This thing, 1979, one of the classic and iconic voices. Ray Charles performs Georgia on My Mind in a ceremony where it is named the official song of Georgia.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through.
Later remixed by Ludacris into a fantastic song. Not that Ray's isn't great as well, but
I'm not crapping on Ray Charles because I love him and I love his Diet Pepsi commercials. And when we introduced Beam to that on this show, that was pretty amazing as well. But I feel like Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys and the Pips. I mean, that might almost be better, Shark.
That is a great one.
It really is.
Let me tell you.
How did you... Yeah, I don't know.
Those are two great songs.
Let me just heed some advice to some people out there. Never get overserved in a karaoke bar and think you can sing Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys Knight and the Pips.
I don't think
that may or may not have happened to me down in Louisville. I thought I could nail it.
I thought I could do it.
I was way too overconfident.
Ryan Shazier singing Purple Rain on the Buckeye Cruising Karaoke.
Tough song.
Tough song. It's impossible, dude. Unless you're the person.
Well, there's background singer. There's the Pips part you got to worry about. There's Gladys.
Was Meredith one of the Pips?
No, she was sitting in a corner with her hands over her face.
That's good. So proud. Mm-hmm. This date, 1980, the military operation Iron Eagle Claw attempts to rescue hostages from Iran, but fails. 8 soldiers die in that as part of the...
Is that the hostage crisis?
Yeah, what's
Argo.
Argo. Yeah, it was really a movie as well. Some birthdays today. We've got Barbara Streisand turning 83 years young.
Get it, Babs?
It's crazy to believe that she's 83 years young. It was wild when I saw that. I thought we're going to maybe get something from her, the original Star is Born, Shark. Maybe the second one?
The third one.
Third one, even better.
Yeah. Evergreen would have been the song, yeah.
Perfect. Cedric the Entertainer turning 61 today.
In Ohio, like a couple of years ago, this dude had like a zoo at his house, whole with real zoo animals. Just got up one day and just let them go in a regular-ass neighborhood. Like, get on out of here. That ain't for black people right there now. You know us, we scared when somebody's dog get loose. I couldn't even imagine walking through a Walmart parking lot and see a loose-ass lion. You like, I don't even know what you're supposed to do you see a loose-ass lion. Somebody talk about run. Your ass can't outrun no damn lion. If I saw a loose-ass lion, I would turn into a lion tamer on that. That lion came at me, I'd be like, ha!
Cedric Antonio Kyles, his real name. One of Shark's favorite all-time Indians from back in the day, 3-time All-Star, 11-time Gold Glove. Turning 58, Shark. Did you find some of that audio we were looking for yesterday on Mr. Omar Vizquel? Look at that.
Bouncing ball toward the hole. Vizquel stops it. Throws from the outfield grass. What a play!
Danny Tartable hits one toward the hole. Off balance throw by Vizquel. Got him by.
Lofton at first. Nobody sitting down at Jacobs Field. The 2-1 delivery. Swung on and drilled to deep right center. Away back. Gone. Vizquel, a game-winning grand slam. A swing and a high drive into fairly deep right. Ordonez back on the track at the wall. This ball gone. A game winner. Omar Vizquel. A swing and a little jam job, shallow left. It is dropping. Vizquel out, diving catch. Omar Vizquel with a diving catch and left with his back to home plate.
A walk-off grand slam might be the greatest
That's pretty
thing.
cool, but I don't know what soundbite you were looking for there.
I don't know. There's something about some sort of accusations and stuff, maybe his post-playing career.
It was Meredith's favorite player of all time.
I always
Omar
really
Vizquel.
liked Omar Vizquel. He was one of my favorites. And then, unfortunately, one of the nemesis for the tribe throughout the years, Chipper Jones, turning 53 today.
Here's the 1-1. High fly ball, deep right center field. Rondell White gives it a look. It's a grand slam home run for Chipper Jones.
Drilled into deep right center field. Long run for Tucker, still going. That one's gone. He's hit one left and he's hit one right, and it's 5-1. Fastball hit hard to right field. Back goes Gilkey to the wall. It's gone.
Hit it here to right field. Did he get another one? Back goes Cedeno. Yes, sir, he got another one. Way up off the scoreboard. I mean, that ball was crushed.
Eric Snow turning 52, Cavs legend, Michigan State point guard. Carlos Beltran turning 48, 9-time All-Star. Hall of Famer to you, Sharky?
Yes.
Not in yet, but
he'll get in.
That's what I figured. I was curious as much. He was the AL Rookie of the Year as well. Kelly Clarkson turning at 41 today.
Banger after banger.
Yeah, it's a big day for Cleveland, too. We had a Tribe legend, a Cavs legend, and now a Browns legend, Jerry Jeudy, turning 26 today.
Yeah, current Browns legend.
Yeah.
Still telling his story.
Absolutely. I mean, the rest is still unwritten, Lauren.
Correct.
Don't worry. It'll get there. And then Estee Lauder passed away on this date in 2008. Some holidays and observances today. It is the Fashion Revolution Day. It's Pigs in a Blanket Day, which is the best way to eat a pig, in my opinion. Sauvignon Blanc Day, which is a nice little one.
Like a nice little crisp Sauv Blanc.
Absolutely. And then World Meningitis Day, Beam. Way to get you juiced right there. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, April 24th. Where did that go? A 114th day of the year, 251 days remaining, and 11 days remaining of the morning juice on these airwaves.
Good job, Bob, on that, as always. Ross Bjork wants to change the college football calendar. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Early commuters will find that your ramp from US 33 eastbound, I-270 northbound is closed, so you'll find a little bit of a slowdown there, especially as traffic volumes build. Now, in I-270 at East Broad Street on the east side, traffic volumes are still just beginning to build, and the roads are dry, so you're looking pretty good in this area. Watch for construction, though, on the west side, I-70 westbound between Hilliard-Rome Road and State Route 142. Your two left lanes are blocked. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Grocery shopping is a good deal better with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. Pay just $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more participating items. Save big on everything you need for a complete family meal, including assorted Meijer frozen vegetables, select varieties of Campbell's condensed soup, Meijer pasta and pasta sauce, and Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Family-friendly meals and low prices. That's the happy shopper good life at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
When you join the plus side with AAA, that's all you'll have to do. Or you could learn to change your own tire.
Hey fam, what's up? Today I'm going to teach you to change a flat. Before we start, make sure it's not raining, or hailing, or lightning.
You can have AAA find you the right insurance policy, or you can shop for your own.
Hello?
I'm with Mega Insure. You requested a quote?
Yes, 3 months ago.
You could have our travel advisors plan your dream vacation, or book your own travel.
Woo! Panama City Beach! Spring break!
I thought you said we were going to Panama.
Wait, there's a difference?
Skip the hard work. On the plus side, get more with AAA. Go to AAA.com/plus side.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10TV and The Fan to launch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes who are going above and beyond in their communities. Newman Roofing wants to recognize the volunteers, educators, first responders, and everyday difference makers who are making a meaningful impact in their towns to be recognized on 10TV and The Fan. Stay tuned as we begin announcing the selected honorees who truly embody the spirit of Newman Roofing's commitment to community.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
It was a walk in the park for the Reds this April 24th back in 1957 at Crosley Field versus Chicago. Cubs pitcher Mo Drabowski had a 2-1 lead in the fifth inning when he suddenly lost control. He walked 4 hitters in a row to force in a run and was replaced by reliever Jackie Collum. I guess Collum didn't want to give up a grand slam, so he walked the next Reds batter. Finally, Gus Bell swung away and was thrown out at first for the second out. But then Collum walked Wally Post, gave up a 2-run single, and was relieved by Jim Brosnan, who of course walked the next 2 hitters before finally getting the last out. In all, 9 walks in 1 inning, a record for the Reds this April 24th, 1957. This date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
It's one of the best weeks of the year. Draft Week. Draft Week. Draft Week on The Fan is
presented by the Crown Automotive Group in Dublin.
The Fan. Ohio's sports destination.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at a nice start to the day with 40s and 50s this morning. That'll lead into the 80s this afternoon, but those warm temperatures will spawn some pop-up showers and storms for the back half of the day. Those end as we head into tonight. Temperatures falling to the low 60s. More widespread chances for rain move in Friday, especially into Friday night. Those chances will wrap up by early Saturday. That's your latest 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here 6:30 this morning, Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch. He's going to join the program. You know, sometimes we get on little tangents here and go down some side roads. I didn't think I'd be looking at the 2006-2007 Cavs Wikipedia page here this morning, but alas,
make it happen, Beam.
We found ourselves on there, and I asked Bob during the break. I mean, we were just trying to name the 2006-2007 Cavs without trying to go to the Wikipedia page, but we ultimately found ourselves there because they flashed a little blurb up on ESPN about youngest 30-point scorers in playoff history. I'm like, well, that can't be right. Moses Malone did it a few times, but there have to be other guys. We're like, LeBron dragged the team by their bootstraps to the NBA Finals when he was like 22. And it was just Houston Rockets iterations of that, so that's where it came in. And I asked him this question. I'm like, do you think LeBron has scored more points in his career than the entire 2006-2007 Cavs have combined? We both swiftly answered no to that. Because you got a lot of guys. I mean, Zydrunas Ilgauskas scored almost 11,000 points. Donyell Marshall actually scored over 10,000 points.
Played a long time.
Yeah. So the answer is no. But then you followed it up with...
Do you think LeBron has more playoff points than all those guys combined?
I think 1,000% yes, with 100% certainty.
Because now you're not getting those garbage points in those December and January games in the middle of the year where guys aren't playing and you're putting in your 10th and 11th guy, and they might be getting 20 minutes in a game.
Shark, outside of Zydrunas Ilgauskas and LeBron, back in that 2006-2007 Cavs team, did you have a fan favorite who you liked?
Oh gosh, I liked Drew Gooden a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, one of my top 10 favorite Cavaliers of all time, Anderson Varejao.
That's a guy that is
Slinky.
I mean, floppy hair, looks like Sideshow Bob out of The Simpsons. That's a guy who was on your team. You loved him. If you were any other NBA team in the world and you were a fan of and you were playing the Cavs, absolutely despise that guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he would flop and he would sit there right before the restricted area and just plant himself. How many charges you think in his career Anderson Varejao took?
Oh, my gosh.
That's all he did.
Yeah, he would lead the league as a part-time player. You know, what was interesting about that team, the Cavaliers had money to spend, and, you know, Dan Gilbert was certainly willing to spend it. They had 3 free agent guards they were looking at. It was Michael Redd, Joe Johnson, and Larry Hughes.
Like Joe Johnson, like...
Yeah, Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Johnson, Hawks. Joe Johnson. Gosh, he played with a bunch of teams.
Highest paid player in the NBA at one point, Joe Johnson.
And Michael Redd was the guy that everybody wanted.
Because he's a Buckeye. He stayed in Milwaukee.
He turned down the Cavs' money to stay in Milwaukee. Good for him. Didn't have a whole lot of playoff success there, but that's the guy we all wanted, and we ended up with Larry Hughes, who had a really good career leading up to his time in Cleveland, and then he just didn't do much.
He wasn't as great a fit, though, with LeBron. Like, Michael Redd would have been a much better fit.
Yep.
A really long two-guard. Like, you would have had a great defensive presence with those two guys, and Michael Redd could spot up and shoot threes. That really wasn't Larry Hughes' forte.
Yeah, I mean, that's a guy, he scored over 10,000 points. I mean, Larry Hughes, he averaged 14 points.
But he was a
during his career.
ball-in-hand guy, whereas Mike Redd could sit there, spot up, and be able to bang him out for you.
Yeah, run around, do other kinds of different things. So anyways, it was kind of go down a trip of memory lane, remembering that team. Did you see what Ross Bjork said about moving and shifting the calendar for college football?
Oh, yeah. We've had Ross and I have a lot of conversations about that.
Obviously, Ohio State played until January 20th of this past year. So did Notre Dame. It's been a long run in. Felt like spring ball came and went pretty quickly as well. So now they get a little bit of a respite, but still, we've got under, 100 days? Is it 100 days under until the Texas game?
It's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we're getting there day by day, brick by brick, and he just had this to say. He said, we've had so many disruptions over the last 5 years plus that I think the time is now not to be reactive, but proactive. When we had this setting here with the commissioners, our job was to provide feedback on what it was like to go through the 12-team playoff. And they were down in Dallas this week. You had the college football playoff down there, and athletic directors and Big Ten administrators and conference administrators and all kinds of different people down there. He said, but it all gets impacted by the calendar. I felt like it was important to lay that out with everyone in the room to say, separate from the CFP process, if we don't fix our calendar as an industry, then we're going to continue to have unintended consequences. And I think the unintended consequences in what he is talking about is going directly up against the NFL at what's supposed to be the mountaintop and peak of your sport, and then at the same time going up against the NFL in crunch time at the very end of their season and leading into the NFL playoffs.
Yeah, and you're going, like you said, I mean, this should be something that's growing. You had some of the biggest brands. You could argue being that the semifinal, Ohio State, Texas, Notre Dame, Penn State.
Monsters.
Monster brands. Big population bases. That those should have rated through the roof. And the ratings were good, but they weren't as good as Ohio State, Alabama in 2014. And you start asking yourself, well, why? Well, why is because you were going up against NFL stuff. It was coming right off of, it was right before, was that the Wednesday, Thursday matchup, I want to say? Yeah, that was the Wednesday, Thursday games heading in. National Championship, Ohio State, Notre Dame coming right off of wild card weekend, I think.
I believe you're correct.
On Monday. I just remember looking when we were walking into the media stuff. I mean, they're playing, it's just NFL the whole time on ESPN. I'm like, is there a game going today? Is this real?
Yeah.
And so you've just adulterated it to the point where okay, the game the week after New Year's weekend was fine. I think people were fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you start let's just add 2 more weeks onto that. I don't think anybody's good with that. And that's where we are now. You need to push all this stuff back and get the national championship to be going down the week after New Year's. And if you do that, then everything is going to be fine.
Yeah, and there's not enough time to change it this year because they did come out with the calendar. So the first round college football playoff games will be played similarly to what they were this year, like one of the last weekends in December before you get to like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day weekend. And I'm saying weekend. I know that they're weekdays on the calendar, but they're kind of weekends for everybody involved. So the quarterfinals are still going to be one on New Year's Eve this year, and then 3 college football playoff games on New Year's Day. Your semifinals will be January 8th, and then your national championship game again this year is going to be Monday, January 19th. I don't think there's anything that they can do this year to make
not even next year, bud.
Make a switch. They've already announced. I think next year is like the 20 or the
24th.
Year after. It's the 24th of January. So they're really
that's in the Vegas.
Yeah, they're really extending that one. But I mean, you're looking at 28, 29. Like, how are we able to come together as a whole to be able to fix this problem that we've created for ourselves?
Well, I mean, they just allowed it to happen. And I don't think anybody really thought through all this. That's the problem, is when you don't have anybody who's truly in charge of it, who's looking at it in the best interest of the sport, you don't necessarily know what's going to happen. And yeah, it stinks. And so that's where we're at now.
That and the transfer portal, I'd have to imagine, is going to be a big topic of conversation as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, just the timing of that. You got the transfer portal happening, guys hopping into the portal before their playoff
everybody's
runs.
Spring games are different, so you've got people getting in the portal during the playoff time, guys not being able to be with their team who would like to some of them would like to stay on and play. And then, like they say, there's no tampering, even though Devin Brown wasn't in the portal yet. Then waited until the season was over, got in the portal, and still went to Cal.
Mm-hmm. And the reports and indications were that he was going to Cal before he was even in the
listen,
portal.
I don't hold that against Cal or Devin Brown. I respect both of those places. I respect Devin for wanting to stay in case something happened to Will. And I respect Cal for holding a spot and honoring Devin's word and not saying, we could get somebody else maybe in the portal at this time. And then Ohio State for everybody working together on that. But technically that's all supposed to be against the rules.
Yeah.
It's not how it's supposed to work. And so they've got to figure that out. And then also you have the portal opening up, I think Friday. Well, there's teams that have spring games on Saturday. I mean, it's just, I don't know when you put it because everybody has different spring schedules based upon where you're at geographically in the country. Ohio State's one of the earlier spring games for a northern school. Like Michigan played their spring game last week.
Well, it's going to be on TV this Saturday.
Week, and then they're airing it this Saturday in tape delay. A week later, Shark.
That was the best. We asked JP about that on Monday. He was like, I just don't get it. I mean, there were live human beings watching that football game up in Ann Arbor, 40,000 of them, getting ready to see what Bryce Underwood could do. A lot of excitement around him, obviously, but you're not airing it until the portal closes because you don't want people tampering with your roster.
It's wild.
It is wild. Absolutely wild. Adam Jardy, the Columbus Dispatch. Buckeye Hoops have had a busy last couple of weeks. He's going to check in with us coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Traffic slows a little bit on the west side on I-70 westbound between Hilliard-Rome Road and State Route 142, where the 2 left lanes are blocked as some construction continues here. Traffic on I-71 northbound from I-70 to Polaris Parkway. Your commute time there is looking good. You're right on time with an 11-minute drive this morning. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. It's boat season at Buckeye Lake Marina. Largest new and used boat inventory in the 3-county region. Details and more at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
Well, here we are again, and I got to tell you, Jim, this match has me really concerned.
Here we have a powerful heavyweight, a train, weighing in at 6,000 tons. And this hasty lightweight challenger, a car, at just 1.5 tons.
This does not bode well for the car or the people in it.
It's no contest. Every day, people are injured or killed trying to beat a train at rail crossings. See tracks, think train.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Our double hung is as good as it gets. There's something really simple. It's called an interlock. We interlock our windows. The interlock is the absolute best way to alleviate air infiltration. With the interlock, it's harder to break into. When you interlock the sashes, it makes a better window. It's just a darn good window, and we're very proud of it.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
Right now, we're going to head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Checking with our great friend. He is the one and only of the Columbus Dispatch, Adam Jardy. He's also the world's #1 Oasis superfan. Adam, before we get talking about some Buckeye hoops here, what's the day countdown? What's the day countdown we're looking at for the Oasis concert, and what's our excitement level?
It is 71 days, and I officially booked my hotel like 3 days ago.
Right.
So I can close my eyes, and now I can visualize like another part of this journey, and the excitement is at an all-time high. I'm not sure how I'm going to last 71 more days.
Do you have an ideal set list that they're going to play for you, or are you just going to be excited about anything and then being back together?
You know, they could walk out there and they could just like sneeze into a microphone for 2.5 hours, and they'd be on stage together, and I would probably lose my mind. So, yeah, there's songs I'd love to hear them play, but I just whatever they would decide they're going to play for us, I'm going to be happy about, and that's how I've decided I'm going to approach this.
I love it, man. Enjoying just a couple of dudes having fun together, you know, maybe one last time. So, you know, yeah. Adam, I appreciate that, and that is some tremendous stuff right now. Looking at the Buckeyes hoops team, we've got some more portal action going on, and some guys slithering in the portal that maybe were a surprise, question mark?
I mean, it's certainly a surprise from the outside. Yeah, with Sean Stewart going in the portal those last couple of hours before it closed, that was not a move that I was expecting. And honestly, conversations that I had with people very close to Sean since the season ended, it wasn't even like, oh, he might be back, or we're weighing things. It was, he's back. You know, he's excited for whatever role is going to be there for him. I know he was being paid very well from an NIL standpoint. I don't know an exact number, but everything was very much, yes, we'll be back. And then things changed, and that's just kind of the nature of the portal. But yeah, that was one that, I mean, he signed his NIL paperwork, I think like April 5th or something like that. So he was very much back in the fold. And then, yeah, it changed in the last like 48 hours before the portal closed. What
does that do for Jake Diebler's strategy in the extraction process of the transfer portal, Adam?
Well, I mean, I think it puts an emphasis on, like, you have to land someone who can have, you know, a pretty significant impact, because I think we can wonder, like, how much upside was there for Sean Stewart, like, offensively. I mean, clearly he's a talented rebounder, and he's physical, and he's tough, and we saw all that stuff play out all season, but his offensive game was very limited. And it was a question mark how much growth could be made there, and how much, you know, we could see from him this upcoming season. So I think what it does for Jake is it clears one of your question marks from the team, where I've been thinking a lot about production versus potential, and like how much have you proven and how much is still to be proven when it comes to adding guys through the portal. Because I think they banked a lot on getting more from Aaron Bradshaw and Sean Stewart last year than what they did get. So it puts you in a spot now where I feel like your best option now is you need to find someone who has proven that they can produce. Like that's what is the task at hand now, because they won't be fighting a Sean Stewart for playing time. Like it'll be, I think there's a spot that is available now, and they've got to find a way to bring in an impact guy to fix that, or to fill that.
How do you balance that, Adam? I know that's something that you just talked about there with Bradshaw, and everyone loves seeing bringing in the former 5-star guy, but I think it's kind of been proven out where both in football and basketball in the portal, where maybe having, you know, an elite player who hasn't worked out somewhere else and doesn't have a ton of production, as opposed to bringing in a guy who might be a little more veteran, who, or even younger, but is maybe an all-conference player at a lower tier or lesser school?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing everyone's still kind of trying to figure out, because this is roster building has changed so much, just in the last couple of years. Like, I mean, I remember like in when Chris Holtman got to Ohio State, I remember it was a big deal. He emphasized like bringing in a guy who would have to do a sit-out transfer year and then would have multiple years. So then you had someone who learned your system and then could take over like right away once they were available and, fit into the locker room, fit into the culture and that kind of stuff. And like that opportunity is obviously clearly out the window. I think what it comes down to is believing in your identification of talent and knowing what pieces you need to fit how you want to play and who can help you realize all of that. And so I think in order to fill a roster, in order to make like a player high in potential to fit into what you want to do, it helps too to obviously have like a nucleus back. And I know that losing Sean Stewart was unexpected, and like Aaron Bradshaw didn't work out. We can kind of go down the line there, but they do bring back like a core of three guys, in Bruce Thornton, John Mobley, Devin Royal, that I think you can put them up with any returning three in the Big Ten. So I think that to an extent probably helps as well, because now you have some dudes in there who are going to be playing the bulk of the minutes who have already been there, and they're not figuring it out on the fly. So I think you need some of that in order to figure out how to get new pieces to mesh. But it's a deep question right now across the sport, I think.
He is Adam Jardy, the Columbus Dispatch, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Anyone that the Buckeyes are kind of eyeing in the portal that fit that description that you just kind of talked about with us, Adam?
I mean, it's weird right now because like there's a couple of names that have been kind of floated around, and I haven't gotten a whole lot in the way of specifics since the Stewart decision, but I have been told, quote, potential star is, and I know it's like is that like an Aaron
Bradshaw star or like a different kind of star?
No, the way it's been explained to me is that they are a finalist for someone who is, what you would describe them as a star, who hasn't really gone public much with their recruitment in the portal. And that's the other thing with the portal is like you have some guys that are like every time a school calls, they're putting it out there that I've heard from these 38 schools. But then you also have like guys who don't say anything until they just commit somewhere. And my understanding is Ohio State's is in the race with at least one or two guys along those lines who just haven't really said much publicly, but would be a major addition whenever they commit. So that's where I understand things stand right now.
Nice. Since when do you think there's an idea that Jake has of when he would like to get this roster solidified by? I mean, because the thing that people don't realize, the deadline to get in the portal is one thing, but you can always continually extract guys. I mean, is it for the basketball window moving into summer, is there a date that you feel like, hey, this would be a good idea to probably have about 95% of that roster locked in?
I don't get the sense that it's something that like it has to be done today, tomorrow, the next day. That doesn't mean they're not working on it. Like it could happen at any point, but I think it's probably going to be a little while before they do finalize things. And, we saw that last summer as well, where they didn't add Quez Glover and Ivan Yangovic until the end of August. I don't think that this will be like that, but I do think it'll be a little bit here. I mean, it'll be interesting too, because you do always have guys who will test the NBA draft waters and then decide to return to college. And then, suddenly you're talking May or early June, like who's recruiting those guys. And maybe that's a situation where you have someone who's that fringe type of NBA player who decides to come back, and now, hey, Ohio State can offer, almost a starting spot as a power forward. So what kind of player does that enable them to be in the running for? I would imagine it's going to be a little while. I don't get the sense they're in a major rush to fill those two spots they still have right now.
Hey, Adam, before we get you out of here, Amari Bynum going to get a lot of playtime this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. That's another little wrinkle in this. They are really high in Amari Bynum, and I think he's going to be an impact player for them next season. I think that had a role in all this as well.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Enjoy your 71-day countdown, and we'll check in again soon. Maybe. I don't know about that, but it was always fun to talk to you, Adam.
Fellas, I appreciate you so much. It's been great, and I love what you do. Thanks so much for always being kind to me, and best of luck to you both. I really appreciate you.
Absolutely, buddy. See you later. There he goes. Adam Jardy, Columbus Dispatch, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Sometimes you just need to trade inside your own division to feel a little bit dangerous. We'll do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Traffic is slow this morning on State Route 161 eastbound between Johnstown Road and Beach Road. Use some caution. Also, you'll find some construction out there slowing you. Cleveland Avenue southbound between East Cook Road and Oakland Park Avenue with the right lane blocked until mid-May. Things slow on and off here. Now, taking a look at the main roads and freeways, you're actually just seeing some building traffic volumes out there so far today. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card from BMI Federal Credit Union. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
It's the final days of Diamonds Direct's annual spring sale. This is your last chance to get an extra 20% off our already renowned prices. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off your purchase. But hurry, these savings end soon. And this weekend only, we're open Sunday to give you an extra day to shop our expanded selection of trending engagement ring settings, his and hers wedding bands, must-have fine jewelry, and more. Time is running out. 20% off, store-wide savings. Visit diamondsdirect.com for details.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more locally grown goodness to life with a farm-fresh selection of crisp vegetables and juicy, ready-to-eat fruit. Whether topping off kebabs on the grill or adding healthy color to a leafy green salad, your family will definitely enjoy the delicious taste of Meijer produce. Plus, you'll appreciate the selection and savings we have to offer. That's the fresh-picked good life, priced for real life. We work hard to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting hinderermotorcompany.com.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
The Fan at 1460 ESPN Columbus is your radio home for Sunday Night Baseball.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling today at 614-232-2222.
The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Panic and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, draft week is here. And by draft week, I mean draft day, because we were on draft day. And the Fan are going to have special programming all day long. Where will former Buckeyes go? Who will the Browns take at number 2? Will they trade back into round number 1? What are the Bengals going to do? All kinds of good stuff. Draft Week on the Fan is presented by the Crown Automotive Group of Dublin, offering sales and services for Mercedes-Benz, Ineos, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. Draft starts tonight. Very excited about that.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Sharky?
What?
Happy Thursday. You don't need to get that attitude with
you're
me, all
always
right?
calling me when I'm trying to work.
Yeah,
here.
you're going to miss me when I'm gone.
I already miss you. Go from seeing you every day to never seeing you.
I'll never see you again in my life. Actually, yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah, we'll see each other up in Michigan.
You've got my phone number. Text me once in a while, would you?
We'll do.
The man they call Mongo has passed away at the age of 67. Steve McMichael died after a 4-year battle with Lou Gehrig's disease. He was part of maybe the greatest defense in NFL history, the 85 Bears. Thankfully, Mongo was alive for his induction to the Pro Football Hall of Fame last summer.
Not barely alive, we'll say that.
Yeah, he was remote for that ceremony, but he just kind of got lost in the shuffle with Singletary and Hampton and Dent all making the Hall of Fame long ago. But Beamer McMichael, he doesn't get in until about 30 years later, but thankful he got in.
I mean, that guy, again, I was not alive to watch Steve McMichael play. I mean, I know he played until 94, but I mean, I don't remember him playing. I have so many DVDs and old VHS tapes of that 85 Bears team. And I mean, you just mentioned the guys right there, Shark and Mike Singletary and Richard Dent and Dan Hampton and just all these dudes who, really kind of revolutionized football and what they ran in Buddy Ryan's system and, the Bear front, the 46 defense, and how that just created havoc and nobody had an answer for it. And then Steve McMichael was the unsung hero, and he was also off his rocker. Like, he was awesome. They named him Mongo for a reason. He was incredible. And you go and you watch some of his videos and just who he was as a person. Yeah, rest in peace to a legend, man. I mean, you want to talk about his career and how it was maybe unjust that he got in when he did and he should have gone in earlier. I mean, the guy had 850 career tackles, 95 sacks, 3 safeties, 16 forced fumbles, 17 fumble recoveries, and 3 interceptions as a defensive tackle. Those are monster numbers for a guy who was playing in the interior. Obviously a big part of what the Bears did for that Super Bowl run, and all-time legend, man. So rest in peace to him.
He was also worked in pro wrestling.
Yeah, of course he did.
WCW, NWO. I mean, it was great. WCW Monday Night Nitro. Ric Flair starts hitting on his wife, Deborah, in 96. They pull him out of the ring. I mean, it's just great stuff. The guy was a legend on the field, a legend off the field, a legend at the ballpark as well. Do you want to play that here, Shark?
Sure. Why not?
This is our guy. And he honestly was his 97 with old Mr. Hernandez. He was into booing the umps and calling them out far before Major League Baseball was, and they should have taken a hint. This was old Mongo at the 7th inning stretch at Wrigley Stadium in 1997.
Mongo's home, Chicago! And don't worry, I'll have some speaks when that home plate umpire after the game. Boo! I won! I two! I three! Take me out to the ball game! Take me out to the town! Buy me some peanuts and French reject. 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball.
The best part in that video, too, it is Angel Hernandez behind the plate, and he is glaring up at Steve McMichael with just laser eyes. If he could throw Steve McMichael out of the game, I think he would.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you can throw someone out of the game from a club seat who's on the microphone.
I thought the best part was he had a microphone in one hand and a beer in the other.
Oh, yeah.
He's multitasking.
He was 100% in and calling out Angel Hernandez in front of God and everybody. He's just staring back at him. Hey, get over yourself, buddy. You're not here for the show.
He's a trailblazer. People don't buy tickets to come here to watch you. They come to watch me sing.
Watch Mongo.
Adam Peters is the Washington Commanders GM, and he's not scared to be great. Peters is so bold that he claims he would make trades with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants teams in his own division.
Ooh.
Peters says if you think the trade's a good value for you, definitely consider it. Bob, not a lot of GMs are willing to trade within the division.
You know why? Because they always go to come back. They go to the Rothman rule. Will it come back to haunt me? That's what he always says in his fantasy. If I drop this guy, if I cut him, if I trade him, will they come back to haunt me? And the haunting is a lot more real, Beam, when you have to play him twice a year. And so that's why a lot of teams are adverse to doing that. They don't want to perceive to be helping a team in their division, even though like they would be getting compensation back. And I respect the fact that, like, hey, if you're confident it's a good deal and you like it, then you know what, go for it.
Absolutely. It is scary though. I would be petrified.
Scary.
I mean, it wasn't a trade
the first
last
year.
It wasn't a trade last year, but we did see a rather popular player and really good player running back for the New York Giants leave on the open market when the general manager said, I mean, that's too much to pay for a running back. Someone in that room echoed, well, can it come back to haunt us? Are you sure that we aren't going to regret this? And what did that player do? He signed for the Philadelphia Eagles, had one of the best years as a running back we've ever seen, and capped it off with a Lombardi trophy. I know that wasn't a trade, but that is worst case scenario for something that could happen when you trade in your own division.
Remember that one time
at band camp?
Remember that one time in January when the Ravens lost 27-25 to the Bills in the playoffs? Yeah. The difference in the game came when tight end Mark Andrews dropped a surefire 2-point conversion. That came just after Isaiah Likely's touchdown catch with a minute and a half left. Now, Andrews says he had his gloves soaking wet after that play and probably should have taken his gloves off before the 2-point attempt. Still, he says he should have caught the ball. Beam took him nearly 3 months, but Andrews finally admitted why he dropped the ball.
You know what? You want to talk about something else that's going to haunt you? That will haunt Mark Andrews for the rest of his life. And that stinks because he's been nothing but a consummate professional. He's done unbelievable things during his career, and that's a catch, Bob. If you throw it to him 100 times, he probably catches it 99. And it just happened to be
tonight.
That one spot in a critical game in which you're coming back and you just could not make it happen, all because of some wet gloves. And listen, that's not really an excuse for Mark Andrews because you know this better as anybody. Like, you get those receiver gloves, any bit of moisture on them, they become so slick, and you are not able really to catch anything. So I understand where he's coming from, but yeah, that's haunting, man. I mean, that will stick with him for the rest of his career.
Yeah, I get it. And he should have probably come out after the game and said, hey, rain, water, wet gloves, I got to catch the ball. Like, none of those things matter. Outside of that, he did say that, and I understand, like, it's not an excuse, it's part of the explanation. But if you come out right away and say, I got to catch that. Here's the one thing that Rothman was pointing out yesterday, that with him and Maddie, that, Maddie's the epitome of a Ravens fan, like, loves him to death. But he's like, there's still a minute and a half left. Like, Josh Allen, a field goal to win the game, can still go down and do it. But so it's not a guaranteed win. But
you eliminated your chances right there.
When you dropped that ball, it was over. And so that definitely hurts. Are you getting crushed every month with insane credit card payments? I know you can get them all paid off now. Imagine zero credit card debt. It's easy with Advantage First Lending. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. AFL specializes in helping homeowners unlock the equity in their home. I'm talking about instant financial freedom. AFLcash.com. They're your first step. They can get you tens, even hundreds of thousands in cash. Pay off credit cards, car loans, personal loans, slashing your overall monthly payment by hundreds of dollars. Start the new year off with less stress and more confidence. Say goodbye to high-interest debt by tapping into that home's equity. AFL's high-tech platform is super fast, zero hassle, and zero junk fees. Over 2,000 five-star reviews. That's a lot. Get on the path towards a brighter financial future now. Call AFLcash.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 120-9177, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Cavs are taking a nice 2-0 series lead down to South Beach this weekend. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
I'm keeping an eye on slowdowns this morning on State Route 161 eastbound. Traffic's heavy and slow between US 62 and Beach Road. Also on US 33 westbound. Watch for slowdowns between Bowen Road and Gender Road. On the west side, on I-70 westbound between Hilliard-Rome Road and State Route 142, construction has your two left lanes blocked. That'll have you slow as well. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that, and often we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym, could be due to low testosterone. And that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And even if you're in your 30s, or if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, and your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make a change for the good. And for a limited time, new patients will get their initial appointment free, which includes blood work and a medical consult, because we believe low T treatments could have an incredible impact on your life. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Buy now with pre-tariff pricing at Coughlin Chevrolet, Central Ohio's #1 Chevy dealer. Lease a new 25 Chevy Trax, $139 a month, or a new 2025 Silverado, just $288 a month at all 5 Coughlin Chevy locations and CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Trax is a 36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing. Silverado is a 24-month lease with $49.99 due. Both plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 4/30/25.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay -108 than -110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Join us for our open house at Rona RV this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Out with the old and in with the new memories of the RV of your choice. Save thousands. Family owned and operated on State Route 16 in Pataskala.
RonaRV.com. RonaRV.com.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, and AI? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation application today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Guess what? It's driving season, friends, and my friends at Jermaine Lexus are ready for you with their most popular models on the lot and ready to go with special APRs as low as 3.99%, up to 48 months, or 4.49%, up to 60 months with low lease payments starting at $389 per month on the 2025 NX. And if you're looking for a TX, they're finally available for immediate delivery. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com. A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. When things got tight late in the game, the Cavaliers went to their leader to pull out a 121-112 victory over Miami in Game 2 of their first-round playoff series. Donovan Mitchell scored 17 points in the fourth quarter, 30 for the game as Cleveland took a 2-0 lead in the series. The Heat climbed to within 2 points with 4:26 remaining, but Mitchell scored 10 points in a span of 2 minutes 10 seconds to will his team to the win. In baseball, Brady Singer has turned into Cincinnati's pitching ace. Through his first 5 starts for the Reds, he's 4-0. Yesterday in Miami, Singer gave up a 2-run homer in the first, but that was all the Marlins would score in a 5-2 Reds victory. Yankee slugger Aaron Judge had quite the series this week in Cleveland. 7 hits and 12 at-bats to raise his average to .415. Yesterday, Judge had a single and triple, scored a run and drove in another as the Yankees beat the Guardians 5-1. The Sports Center is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank.
Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Hour 2 for us here on a Thursday, coming up 1 hour away from right now. The great Albert Breer. He will join us on draft day. Very excited to talk to him. What's the latest going on with the draft? We'll check in with him 1 hour away from right now.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Reds got back to winning ways last night. Took the series finale from the Marlins 5-2. Off day for them today. They are at the Rockies on Friday. Gardos couldn't get the sweep against the Yankees. 5-1 winners were the Yanks yesterday up in Cleveland. That's all right. They got an off day as well. Home against the Red Sox for a weekend slate. Sharky, how you feeling about a 2-0 Cavalanche heading back to South Beach?
Well, we all said yesterday that the Cavaliers and Heat would go 5 games. The next 2 are in Miami. Mm-hmm. Saturday, they got a Saturday matinee game.
1 o'clock. There will be nobody there.
No, and probably not a lot of people watching on TV either.
No, listen, the South Florida faithful, they'll be turning it. They will walk off that beach and head on over to American Airlines.
They will have a packed house. They will sell out, but I'm not sure how many people will be watching. But
I don't think that building will be full before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, though. It never is. I mean, it's a mess if you watch any of their games.
Late arriving crowd.
Late arriving.
Traffic.
Early leaving. But yeah, they're going to win either game 3 or game 4. And I guess I'm okay with that as long as at the end of the day, Cavs win the series.
I like what Darius Garland had to say last night. They're like, how are you doing this? You know, you guys are playing so well. And he's like, we're just picking on Tyler Hero. That's what we're doing. Did you see that?
He picked on them last night.
Yeah, giving him some bulletin board material heading back to South Beach. So they got that going for him, which is nice. And then Donovan Mitchell was just sensational. Here he was last night after the game, knew that he needed to put in some work in the fourth.
I feel like to start the game, I kind of made an emphasis to, last game was getting to the paint, and I kind of knew tonight that my drives were going to allow guys to get shots. And then the third quarter I wasn't making shots, to be honest. I wasn't making the shots that I typically make and so the fourth quarter is like, all right, it's a 2-point game. Let's find a way, The first one was a floater, and then it's like you just keep finding the mismatch and trying to find ways to, manipulate the game. And I've always told y'all, some nights it's doing what I did tonight, scoring. Some nights it's getting in there and creating. Just trying to make the defense, force them to make a decision and make the right play.
Well, he certainly forced them into making decisions, and a lot of those were bad decisions. Donovan was sensational last night. We were talking about trades just in our last segment and bad trades that could potentially come back to haunt you. Where would you rank that in the great trades of Cleveland sports, Shark?
I wasn't overly thrilled with that trade when it was made. The Cavs gave up Colin Sexton.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up Lowry Markkanen, both high first-round picks. Plus, I believe, did they give up 3 first-round picks in addition to that?
It's the Watson. They gave him the Watson.
Baji as well.
That first-round pick.
Yeah, they had just drafted him, right?
They gave up like 5 or 6 first-round picks, either players or picks. And so I wasn't so thrilled about that. But then again, Donovan played in Utah. I didn't get to see him play a lot. When you get to see him play every night, yeah, that was. I'm not going to say it was a steal, but it was a good trade.
Well, it was a fair business acquisition.
And they needed someone that had leadership qualities like him. I mean,
yes.
he is a take charge type of guy out there. He is an alpha, and they have a bunch of really good young players they've surrounded him with. They've drafted well, and hopefully they continue to progress. And I'd like to see him maybe kick the door in this year and take care of the C's.
The C's and the OKC's.
Well, I just
Memphis is just getting obliterated.
Let's just get to the finals first.
All right.
Let's get to the Eastern Conference Finals first.
Well, that's part of it.
Let's just make our way through there. We did have a follow-up on the Steve McMichael issue where he was singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at Wrigley Field. So Angel Hernandez was the home plate umpire during this, and then he went on the Cubs broadcast afterward, and he actually did get kicked out of the game. He got ejected from the game from the luxury suite where he was out there singing by Angel Hernandez.
Angel Hernandez, I mean, that guy, he's
the worst. I think he is worse than the Ken Kaisers of the world.
West.
West, Cowboy. Angel Hernandez is just awful.
Maybe the worst referee of all time, transcending any sport.
Yes.
Yeah, they're sensitive. Like, they think they're the show. Like, dude, you're just part of the equipment that's out there, man. Like, a machine could do your job.
I shouldn't know your name.
No.
I shouldn't know any of these dudes' names.
It's terrible. Like, I hate it when they become the star of the show out there. Like, get out of here. Get over yourself, man.
You ever been ejected from anywhere like Steve McMichael?
Yeah.
Ever been kicked out of any place?
Yeah, I was ejected from my brother's basketball game when he was like in 6th grade.
How old were you?
It's either at Ohio State or in the NFL. He may have been in 8th, 7th. It was, I can't remember because we played our like little league games at our junior high too, and I remember being at the junior high and I said something to one of the officials who used to officiate my games. He's like, "I've heard enough from you."
Same guy you used to give crap to 10 years before.
100%. I'm like, "Listen, man, I'm just telling you the truth right here." He's like, it wasn't even that bad what I was saying. He never liked me before. It's really amazing I was never kicked out as a player. And so then sitting on the side there, watching my brother play, it wasn't my proudest moment. But I think that's the only time. No, there's one other time, but I'm not going to get into that. That was a bad deal. Yeah, I got in an argument.
Is this a shirt collar situation?
No.
Thrown out the front door of a club?
I've never been thrown out of a restaurant or adult establishment, if you will.
No, me either.
I got in an argument. It was wild. I got in an argument with my mom about something, and I got thrown out. And I'm like, she was.
Did you get thrown out by her?
No, by someone else. And you can't talk to her like that. You don't tell me what's going on. Like, this is an issue between me, her, and my child. Okay, about how this is going to go.
So she's grandma at this point. Your dad.
Grandma/coach. Yes.
Okay.
Grandma/coach.
Interesting family dynamics.
Yes. And then I got thrown out. And I didn't have my phone on me either. It was a bad situation.
Like a swim meet?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a very bad situation.
I can't wait until I get thrown out of a Little League game with Willie. I'm excited for that. I honestly, I think
you'd be like Tim McGraw on Friday Night Lights.
That's the only thing I aspire in my life to be is like Tim McGraw on Friday Night Lights.
He's one of the great characters of all time. It's the dad that you always wanted.
I do think if you put odds on the table between Meredith and I, the more likely to get kicked out of a future sporting event, she is well ahead of me as the favorite.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%. Not
I
even
would love to
close.
see that. You got to try to temper her down a little bit. Do you think giving her like some adult beverages before or during a game would help sedate her?
No, I think it would
her inhibition, and it's like it's time to go.
I think it would only add fuel to the fire. If we're being honest.
I was just checking because some people.
How would Courtney react? What would her reaction be to that?
It's funny because I've actually gotten a little more chill as I've gotten older, and I think she's the one that's getting more into this. And my dad was always super chill at a lot of games. He would get fired up occasionally when things got like out of hand. I remember he was filming one of my middle school games one time where it was a tournament, and it was getting really, the refs let it get out of control. It was basketball tournament, AAU basketball tournament. And I had got a steal, maybe knocking somebody down a little bit. There's like a loose ball, and they didn't call any fouls. And then something happened where the ball was out of bounds. It's our ball, possession there going that way. I stand up, and this dude just came over and shoved me in the back to the ground. And my dad was always up top, shoulder camera filming everything. And I loved watching that game because at that point you could hear boom, 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 boom. And the camera swings wide and he starts yelling. And then the other kid's dad, he yells at the other guy's dad. It's like, dude, I mean, it wasn't like a play of sport. It was like I got shoved to the ground from behind during a dead ball situation.
This is horse crap.
I mean, it was
like go and protect my son's honor.
Because you can hear all the audio and the camera swings wide. It's just filming the wall up and down as he's yelling and pointing. And it's one of the things I'm on the ground looking up. And I give myself a lot of credit at that point. I did not respond.
Look at you.
I mean, there's a good portion of me, as I was telling the story yesterday, I was talking about my kids and going to all their games. Well, I go to every game I can, but we got 4 kids. So sometimes you're missing one game to watch another.
Yeah, you're dividing and conquering at that point.
In 5th grade, we lost a basketball tournament game. In the semifinals, we had a bye, lost to a team like our other school team, and it was bad. We were better than them, and we didn't play well. I fouled out in a quarter. It was pretty impressive. But then afterwards,
I've got 5 good ones, Coach.
Afterwards, they give you the participation trophy, plaque, and my coach handed it out in front of the court, and I just threw it on the ground and walked away.
I don't want this crap.
And my parents weren't there, and I got home, and my friends took me home, whatever, and I'm sitting there. They're at my brother's, my mom was coaching, my other brothers were swimming, and I was terrified for my dad to get home. And one thing I will give him credit for, he didn't say a word about it. And I think I brought this up with him 5 years ago. And he goes, I figured that you waiting the entire day and understanding that we never once talked about it. Never once talked about it.
That's good parenting.
And
right
I was
there.
watching the Emeka Egbuka deal that Ohio State put out, and it was that his dad said, hey, you're an Egbuka, that means something. Your last name means something. And I think it was probably that, I kind of embarrassed my whole family right there. And that's not going to be the case anymore.
I mean, just the power of waiting.
It was terrible. I didn't want to do anything.
That was punishment enough.
I didn't go to my friend's house. I didn't do anything. I just kind of sat at home,
sad
waiting.
dogging.
Sat up in my room. I don't think I came out of it because I was it could be bad. I just ate, and then I was asleep when they got home.
Oh, he slink up to bed and tried not to make a sound. We had some serious odds movement for one of the top prospects in the draft. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
An accident on State Route 315 southbound at North Broadway blocks your left lane, so plan for some slowdowns here. I'm also seeing heavy and slow traffic on the East Outer Belt northbound between US 33 Southeast and I-70 East Side, and traffic slows on State Route 161 eastbound between Johnstown Road and Beach Road. Traffic volumes are building for the Thursday commute. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
It's the final days of Diamonds Direct's annual spring sale. This is your last chance to get an extra 20% off our already renowned prices. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off your purchase. But hurry, these savings end soon. And this weekend only, we're open Sunday to give you an extra day to shop our expanded selection of trending engagement ring settings, his and hers wedding bands, must-have fine jewelry, and more. Time is running out. 20% off, store-wide savings. Visit DiamondsDirect.com for details.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey, spring is here, and nobody wants to suffer through another spring, summer, fall, not being able to do the things you love. Get outside, walk around with friends, go to your kids' games, go to your grandkids' games. Maybe you want to go bike. Maybe you want to play some pickleball, some tennis, some golf, whatever it is. Those are the activities you'll love to do. And maybe you're in intense pain. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. That was me. That was my dad. And so you want to know what we did? We went and saw the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, Ohio. They're on the case, and they're going to get you the relief just like they did for us. For me, it was my knee. I had some issues from playing. They helped it out. For my dad, it was his other knee. They helped him out. But whether it's a hip, a shoulder, or back, you won't miss a beat. There's no surgery, and there's no long recovery. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They'll give you your life back without harmful meds. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus and find out the easiest path for you. They've got 2 new locations at Canal, Winchester, and Grove City, so give them a call at 380-208-4544.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HinderMotorCompany.com.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick.
Saturday, former Buckeye Neil Shipley, fresh off his first win, will join us. Plus a major on the ladies' side this week. We'll chat with Golf Channel's Ron Syrak.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick. Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
from the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at a quiet morning out there. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s, warming into the upper 70s by lunch and low 80s this afternoon. Pop-up showers and storms will be possible this afternoon, so keep an eye on the radar. Those chances end tonight with more widespread chances for rain coming back in for Friday and Friday night. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. A radio show hosted by two former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, friends, I want to tell you about my great friends over at Awaken 180. How about this? Setting a goal to lose 40 pounds by the 4th of July with Awaken 180. It's got a different ring to it when you actually have a finish line, right? 40 by the 4th. Imagine this. Your scale shows 230 today. How about watching that sucker dip to a cool 190 by Independence Day? Maybe it was reading 300 plus like my scale did. How would it feel seeing 260 by the 4th and on your way to losing over 70 pounds again, like I did, all thanks to my friends over at Awaken 180? Looking back, it took me 8 weeks to drop my first 40 pounds. And with the same results, you'll crush that goal by the 4th of July. Then ring in Independence Day with a shirt off, confident, cracked beer, and a burger in hand. You can celebrate reaching your goal, knowing you'll keep the weight off thanks to free support for life. Again, 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and attain it with your long-term solution for weight loss online at awaken180weightloss.com. I was feeling mighty fine yesterday, hanging out outside with the boy.
That's
feeling
good. A little ball and bush. I
did a lot of yard work, Bob, and I was not sweating as much as I used to.
Oh, it was very dry.
Yeah.
Yesterday was
Felt
great.
good.
It was very dry, and you're so lean and svelte now, Bean.
I don't know if anybody's describing me like that, but we're trying.
Got a nice lean cut of beef, you know?
From that A5 marbled Wagyu down to a top sirloin, baby.
So your visceral fat is just plummeted.
Yeah, it has.
It's
Gone.
tremendous.
I'm wasting away to nothing, kind of.
Kind of worried about you, dude.
Are you?
Did you take those tapeworms I gave you?
You got the wrong worm guy. Paid way too much for your worms.
Yeah, well, that's good, Beam. How we feeling about life today? We got good energy going on?
Yeah, I got pretty good energy. Phone was still a mess yesterday, but
yeah, it's good.
It's I should say not a mess. It's a good mess.
It's a good
mess. A lot of people are reaching out. You know, people haven't heard from in years, and lots of phone calls, lots of talking
they've been hearing
to people.
from you. You just hadn't heard back from them.
Yeah, it's been a one-way relationship. I've been speaking into a microphone. They've been listening, and then I haven't talked to them in a while. But yeah, it's been good. What about you? You doing all right?
Yeah, doing all right. I just, I start thinking about things. We put this show together 5 years ago, and I feel like you've got a good creative control of this. You help build the show sheet every day of what we're going to do, and I always go back and look like it. Do you feel like you had good control over what was going on?
I feel pretty confident in that.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Like, as if, I can have a tendency sometimes my wife says I don't play well with others sometimes, and just
I think we play well together.
Yeah, I feel like we've got a pretty good situation going, and everything's working well. And the best part is, like Monday, thanking everybody. Just the thanks is in the listening. And so people have seemed to enjoy it, and we are grateful and appreciative of that. And a lot of that has been built around kind of your vision for what the show is every day. And we have conversations and talk about it, but I feel like your vision, I would like to think that it's being shown. I just want to make sure that you feel that it's being shown.
Sometimes I have a sheet in front of me, and then we veer off course and never get to what's on the sheet. Like, we're having so much fun in here.
It's good. Fun and drama. That's
my favorite part of the show, when we have a good segment lined up and then we just totally veer off course.
I'm just curious, when you get full creative control, what that ultimately will look like. I don't know if it'll
lots of Buckeyes.
Lots of Buckeyes, yeah. And the good news is you make the most of that opportunity, develop some connections, and hey, who knows what the future will in store for you, man.
Of course, man. It's going to be great. Excited about the draft tonight?
I am excited about the draft. You know what?
Watching dudes up on stage, hug Big Raj.
There was, and it's funny, people always, reminisce about your draft stories and this and that. And I talked to a lot of the players. None of the Buckeyes are going. It's awesome. I was talking to Travion, and like his family's all coming here to be here with him.
That's cool.
And he's talking about, hey, I'm getting some catering. We're doing this. I'm like, that's awesome, man. Like, I'm so pumped for how these guys do it, because and not that going to the draft is a bad thing. Like, everybody does it a little bit differently. With like how it all works out. And I'm trying to think who I was talking to EJ Manuel yesterday when I was doing some XM, and he's up there with Hester. So I was doing the show, and he's up there. He's just coming on as a guest. And he talked about how he went because his mother had just got done with her breast cancer treatment, and it was like a big deal for their family to go and, do that. And I think it's just him or maybe him and his sister. And so it wasn't a big deal. But you only get like 6 tickets to do that. I'm like, man, I've got, back in the day, they only had 4. It's like you and 3 people. I'm like, man, I got 3 brothers,
You
dude.
couldn't even take your whole your whole family.
100%. So, going to do that, and I'm in this group chat with some of my buddies from high school, akin to like what yours is.
Yeah.
And some of my buddies from high school are similar situations being to where you're at. And they were talking, we all wanted to go, because you want to go to the Memorial this year, like all get together. I'm like, oh, Lord, this is... I can probably get us into a couple places, but you have to be on your best behavior. All right? Can't be wearing mesh shorts into these spots.
You can.
Getting overserved.
You'll get some looks.
Well, one of the best things is, since we've been at the Memorial Beam, like you and I go, we hang out together. Meredith comes, Kel comes.
Yeah,
get to hang out.
It's a great team bonding experience.
It really is. And I was like, I told my buddies, like, we could probably go to some of these places, and you got to act appropriately.
Correct.
And someone goes, man, that sounds like it's going to be like Bob's draft party. And I was like, oh, you mean when my buddy was trying to fight our assistant principal at 8:30 out in the yard? My dad has to come up to me. He's like, hey, you might want to go outside. Such and such is trying to fight sticks out in the front yard.
Oh, no.
And because it was like 4 years.
Who was overserved more?
Our assistant principal was actually not bad. He was like our neighbor. And so he's friends with my parents. And like my one buddy had a lot of pent-up animosity against him.
You ruined my life!
From some of the things. And he's like, I walk out. It's like darkness is starting to come. They've been drinking since literally 12 o'clock.
Who's who over here? Who's the aggressor?
It's 9:15. They're still playing cornhole. And he's like, hey, what's wrong? Like, oh, you think you're too good? You don't want to talk? Like, you're trying to walk away from me now? He's like, hey, you're not in a good spot. He's like, I am in a good spot.
Oh, the best spot I've ever been, actually. No help to you.
I mean, it's basically what it was. Oh, I graduated college. You told me I'd never amount to anything. I think you called me a drunk. Like, and I'm like, well, that's not a lie, but you did graduate from OU, and things are pretty good.
And look at yourself now.
And look at yourself. Maybe not in this moment exactly, but look at the bigger self beam of what you've been able to do.
Everybody's got friends like that, man. It's good to have friends like that.
Well, the problem is friends like that, they literally showed up at the house at like 11:30, and we were talking like, were you nervous before? I'm like, before I didn't have time because we had people coming to the house. My mom's like, hey, you need to help get this ready. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, it's my party. She's like, I don't care. I'm cleaning this. The house has to look good.
Make sure the floorboards are clean.
Yeah, like make sure the food's out. We got to get stuff iced up and everything. My dad's blowing off the back deck, cutting the grass. Everything needed to look spick and span and ready to go. And so I'm doing all that, and then next thing I know, like the doorbell rings. It's like 11:30.
Hey, bro.
And my buddies show up with like a case of beer in their hand. Like,
we're here for you.
We're here for the draft. And I'm like, I get that. It's awesome. Thank you. And I think they showed up like case of beer in hand, but also like opened with actual beer in other hand.
It's kind of like Steve McMichael with a microphone in one and a beer in the other.
And they're like, hey, by the way, where do we put this? And like, well, you got a keg, right? And I'm like, all right, good. And they're like,
this isn't enough for us.
We ran out. This is no joke. Cash a keg.
No joke.
We had like 4 handles of Crown. Those were obliterated. And this was all by like 4 o'clock.
Oh, good. You have to make another run?
I got drafted at 3:18. Oh, yeah. And someone's like,
BWRUN beer run?
One of my friends' dad's like, I'll go back. What do we need? And my dad's like, giving him everyone's like, no, I'm good. We'll take care of whatever. Like, how much you need? I was like, I don't know, maybe like 10 cases. There's like 150 people here, and it doesn't appear to be slowing down. Like, because I got drafted in a good spot. It was where everything was supposed to go. And so it was like very celebratory.
It was a party.
And so at 9 o'clock, the party was still going on. There may have been some of my friends trying to fight the assistant principal.
Yeah, but you'll have that story for your entire life.
I will, if it's amazing.
That's the best part about friends, man, is they'll go to bat for you no matter what, right?
Oh, those guys would fight anybody for me. Even if I didn't ask him to.
I know you haven't liked this guy for forever. Let me go punch him in the face.
It's basically it.
Ryan Day's excited for the draft this weekend. That's in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
The morning drive is a little slow. We do have an accident on State Route 315 southbound North Broadway. The left lane is blocked. You're slow from Henderson. Traffic's heavy in pockets on the East Outer Belt northbound between US 33 southeast and I-70 east side. Also on US 33 westbound, watch for delays between Bowen Road and Gender. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy. And from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
In-betweens are made for pizza. In between meals, meetings, thoughts, that's pizza time. Stop at Speedway and get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
Programming note coming up top of the 8 o'clock hour. Albert Breer, he's going to join us. Talk all things heading into the NFL draft with him. And then 8:30, 1 hour away from right now, Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts. He will join the program. Did you guys see the Shedeur Sanders odds at all here over the course of the last 24 hours?
It's amazing how that's been an old flipperoo because now the Browns are like back
kind of in play.
In play. I feel like they're just trying to steal some people's money, but who knows?
So this was yesterday. I'm trying to think, 17 hours ago. It was around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Over under on Shedeur Sanders' draft position. Yesterday at noon, it was 8.5 was the over under on it. And then at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it had gone to 21.5. I mean, that's a monster drop in over-under spot where you're going to be taken.
So wait, you said it was...
It was 8.5 was the over-under.
Like in the morning?
At noon yesterday.
Because I remember in the morning, it trended down significantly, like during our show when I saw it. And so then it jumped back up. So, yeah, now they lured it down, Beam, to steal a bunch